Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming. In today's video, we are going to be talking about 3 legends that you are potentially going to want to keep your eye out for, because come Season 20, I believe that these guys are going to absolutely break into the meta and really become a game changer for a lot of different people, whether you are a solo, duo, or trio stack. So let's hop right into this, but just quickly, if you guys enjoy these types of videos and want to see more from my channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help me out. Also, if you guys want to see me play some Season 20 live and potentially keep up with my rank card, then check out my Twitch stream. The link will be in the description below. But okay, with that shameless self-promotion out of the way, let's start off strong, and we gotta talk about Pathfinder first, because Pathfinder is one of the legends that used to be really meta, and he still is very popular, but over the years, Respawn has just beat him and beat him and beat him further down on the tier list. They took away so much from him, and he also has one of the biggest hitboxes in the game, and he also doesn't have fortified. There was just so many things stacking up against Pathfinder that he just fell ever further down the list, and not a lot of people could use him anymore because he wasn't as viable as he was in the past. However, with the new perk system coming into Season 20, I do believe that Pathfinder is going to be getting some much needed love. Now up on the screen now, you'll see the different perks for Pathfinder, and his blue level armor perks are not that impressive. You either gain access to the survey beacons, which are just the UAV scan, or you gain access to the ring console. My money is going to be on the fact that people are probably going to be looking for the ring console in ranked and survey beacon for pubs, because, you know, pubs you want to chase people down, ranked you want to know where the next zone is going. Though it will also depend on what kind of team comp you have, because if you have a control legend, then you'll probably want to take the UAV to get some diversity, and vice versa if you have a recon legend. Now this isn't really the game changer for Pathfinder. What's game changing is the level 3 armor perks, and that is his death grapple. Now that is the one on the left, and that has the perk that it resets his tactical on a knock. And I'm just going to repeat that because I really want that to set into some people. His grapple resets its cooldown whenever you knock someone. A highly aggressive legend who's going to use this cooldown to grapple towards your team once they get some opening damage, especially if they get a crack, gets this cooldown refreshed whenever he gets a knock, which is going to happen more oftentimes than you think. This is going to allow him to play so aggressive and get away with some really stupid things that Pathfinder should normally not be allowed to get away with. This is going to feel like how Pathfinder felt when the game first came out with his low grapple cooldowns, because you'll be able to grapple in, do the damage that you need to do, get a knock on somebody, create this insane advantage in a fight, and then grapple right back out and have basically zero consequences. Because even if you happen to go down while you are grappling, you still get the momentum from the grapple, and you will be carried towards your team to then just get a reset really quickly, while the other third on your team pushes to continue the pressure. You're back up, you heal, you would just jump back into the fight. This is going to be absolutely insane for Pathfinder, and I would not be surprised to see his play rate shoot through the roof and have him even potentially be the #1 picked legend in Season 20 with how strong this is going to be. But he is not the only one that is getting some absolutely terrifying buffs within the armor perk tree. Another one that's getting a lot of love like this is going to be Bloodhound. Now Bloodhound actually does have a little bit of a better level 2 perk, because with this one you can get a tactical upgrade. This reduces the cooldown of your tactical, so you're going to have access to your scans a lot more often. And for anybody that's either played Bloodhound or played against a Bloodhound, you'll know how strong the scans are, so having them more often is already a really strong bonus. In my opinion, this actually could have probably been the level 3 perk, but they made it the level 2 perk, so that is insanely strong. Now I know that we don't know the cooldown numbers on how much this is going to reduce it by, but even if it is a 1% cooldown reduction, that's still a huge change, because you're going to be getting your tactical faster, which is a game changer. People don't realize even the smallest amount of time can really matter in Apex. Milliseconds can change the fight, so having your tactical a lot sooner can help you in a lot more different situations. But that's not even mentioning the level 3 perk, because once again, there's one that stands out above the other one, and that is going to be the Taste of Blood perk. With this, you regenerate 25 HP per knock while you're in Beast of the Hunt. This is going to take Bloodhound from being an absolute menace while being in their ultimate to being an absolute demon god while being in their ultimate. The one thing that was really good about Bloodhound being in their ultimate was sometimes they got a little bit overconfident and you were able to take advantage of that. But now Bloodhound can just go absolutely stupid in their ultimate because if they get a knock, they're getting a nice little health increase again, and they can continue to be aggressive no matter what. They don't even need to heal their health if you crack them or do anything like that, because if they get a knock, they're getting that healed for them. They don't care. This is going to make Bloodhound players be a lot more aggressive, and come the next season when digi threats are no longer accessible on SMGs, I do think that Bloodhound is going to be seen a lot more often, especially with some of the Bangalore players that are going to be using her still. I don't think Bangalore is going to be falling out of the meta, so with all the smokes that are still going to be going around, having a Bloodhound on your team will be a very big advantage, because they're probably going to be running a Bloodhound, and you want to have the Bloodhound v Bloodhound matchup, and having these types of abilities on Bloodhound is going to be an absolute godsend. Now, I am a little bit biased because I do absolutely love Bloodhound. I have over 12,000 kills on Bloodhound. This was the first legend that I mained in Apex, so there might be a little bit of bias here, but I don't actually main Bloodhound anymore, so I'm trying to keep this as neutral as possible, but I do think that Bloodhound is going to be one of the most useful characters in the next season, and I do think that they are going to be coming hard into meta once again. But the last legend that I want to keep an eye out for, and one that is probably going to shock a few people, is going to be Valkyrie. Now, for those of you that have been playing Apex for quite a few seasons will know that when Valkyrie came out, and for season after season after that, she was very strong and almost a must-need on a lot of different teams. It didn't matter what kind of playstyle you wanted to have, Valkyrie could slot in very easily. But over time, Respawn nerfed different aspects of Valkyrie's kit to make her worse and worse and worse over the seasons, and now with the introduction of the mobile redeploy balloons, Valkyrie wasn't really needed as much as she was before. Is she still a decent legend? Absolutely. But a lot of the nerfs that Respawn introduced to her were very tough on her. They made it so you couldn't go as high with her ultimate, they made it so it didn't launch as fast, and they also nerfed her missile swarm to not cover the same amount of area and not be as useful as it was before. But if you take a look at her perk tree, what does the level 2 armor offer? The fact that you launch higher with Skyward Dive, and for those of you that don't know, Skyward Dive is her ultimate. And in her level 3, Missile Swarm widens to 3x5. So they made it so that her ultimate launches higher and her Q now covers more area. What they did with her perks is they made it that Valkyrie was just old Valkyrie. The old Valkyrie that was so strong you had to basically have her on your team if you wanted to get into zone, and you basically saw her everywhere. There's been a few viral clips of people just seeing Valk ult after Valk ult after Valk ult. And I do think that Valkyrie is going to go back into that spot where no matter what kind of playstyle you want to have, you can slot her onto the team and she will mesh perfectly well. If you were a Valkyrie main before these seasons and were forced to swap off because she did kind of fall out of the meta, I do think that she's going to be coming back in, and she's actually going to be a lot stronger than a lot of people realize. Everyone's talking about the buffs that Vantage is getting, or the buffs that Rampart's getting, or this or that, but not a lot of people really seem to think that Valkyrie is going to be strong, so this might actually be a sleeper pick going into the future, and I think a lot of people really need to keep an eye on her because she might be shocking a few people, and she might actually help you in your rank climbs because some people might not be expecting you to be able to Valk ult. If you throw a balloon down right beside her and then go up the Valkyrie ult, some people might be caught off guard because they're going to be pre-aiming the balloon only for you to Valk ult, and it might just kind of bamboozle some people and give you a free rotation. On top of that, Valkyrie can get you and your team to zone extremely quickly. And the mid game going into the next season is going to be a little bit of a tricky situation because I do think a lot more teams are going to be throwing into each other because they didn't get the armor upgrades that they were expecting in the early game, and now they are desperate to get some damage before the end game so that they're not at a massive disadvantage. So I think if you're able to land with another team, get an early fight in, get your armors leveled up to level 2, get that enhanced Skyward Dive, make your way to zone, wait out the mid game, get some more poke damage going so you level up to level 3, get your better missile swarm, Valkyrie is going to be very strong. But let me know what you guys think about these legends in the comments down below, and also what legend are you most excited for come season 20 with the new perks. And if you guys want to support my channel, again, please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one.